Welcome back, guys. This is Chris.
I'm Heath, and this is take two.
This is Barrel Aged Man. So,
take two.
Have you ever seen Groundhog's Day? I just feel like I just did this video, but apparently we had a little trouble with the microphones again, and so as you can tell, we do not prepare for any of this. We just show up with bourbon whiskey, and we do our whatever we're doing.
Yeah,
whatever that's
and
called,
it usually helps if one of us knows what we're doing. And this time, I think we both kind of. I'm supposed to be the tech guy.
He's the tech guy. I'm the construction worker, so
Yeah.
I have no say in any of this. So
yeah.
He tells me put the mic on. I put the mic on. That's all. All right. So anyway,
let's go ahead and throw me under the bus. Kick my dog while you're at it.
We've got a couple of.
Could have wiped down the counter a little bit before I put my hands down. It's all wet now.
I'm not doing a third take, by the way.
Anyway.
All right. So we have a couple of bottles from Glenn's Creek Distillery in Millville, Kentucky. We were up there about 3 weeks ago or so.
This glass is yours.
Is it? Okay.
It's going to be. It's all messy.
It's got fajita on it from the last take.
It's got fajita on it.
It is on my side, so you're all right.
All right.
But anyway, we 6 of us took a trip up there to the Bourbon Trail, and we had a good time about 3 weeks ago, and this was one of the distilleries that we were at. And so tonight we're doing a little different.
Yeah.
You've got Heath showed up with some, you tell them what we got.
So we're going to change up the format just slightly here, because in the past what we've always kind of done is we pick this up and give it a little sniff, right?
And we're not experts.
Right,
so.
and that's part of the problem, right? So I sit there and look at it how do I normally drink? If I'm going to have a bourbon, what am I normally doing? I'm usually eating with it. And so I was thinking about incorporating something like that into some of these videos, so that it's because if you eat something kind of rancid, more than likely it's going to change the flavor of the tequila, bourbon.
Yeah.
I say tequila because I'm reading this bottle. It's in
it's
Mexican,
in
Spanish,
it's
whatever.
In Spanish. Corvito Vivo is the name of that bottle.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
What does it mean?
I don't know. I told you we don't
you
prepare.
Sounded all prepared. Right. You sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
It was $70, and it's 102 proof, and that's all I know about it.
Well, and we're going to mix it with fajitas tonight. So we're going to try this and just kind of see how it goes, see how it changes the flavor. Kind of what are we doing with it?
Exactly.
Well, you just grab that like you're going to fire it down.
I feel like I've done this before.
Well, it's deja vu, right? So we're gonna pair this up. We're gonna take a sip, try it, try a bite of something, see how it changes the flavors a little bit. Because that's how most people are gonna, we don't sit around sniffing bourbon all the time.
No, we don't. We do. At first pour, you'd like to get a nose on it, but that's if you're drinking it neat or maybe a little bit of ice. But we're trying to give a little bit of a somewhat of a review on where we were.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it's a little bit of a review, but also how we,
exactly.
How it. I don't know if we were going to pair it necessarily.
We're pairing it with fajitas tonight.
Yeah. What foods do you eat with bourbon? And if you don't start off the night eating foods, a lot of times you end up finishing the night eating foods, especially if you've drank several of the bourbons. So
exactly.
How'd it come out?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a little more viscous. It's a little thicker feel, which I like that. On the it's a little higher proof, which is good. So it's got a little sweetness to it.
I overdid the stuffing.
Light oak.
The taco again.
Holy cow! Watch this, everyone.
Oh, good.
All right, I got to try some fajita with that Corvito Vivo.
Once you get it down the gullet,
all right,
you go ahead. And you go back and see how it changes the flavors.
Shrimp.
How about seafood? See, but this is mixing like seafood. I
got a vision of the beach right there, know. So yeah, the trawlers, the shrimp trawlers. Yeah.
But honestly, second round, our second take.
Yeah, that was a big seafood bite.
This actually,
second take. Anything take. Give me a word. Round 2.
We'll take it 4.
I already told you I'm not doing round 3 on this.
Yeah.
No, but I like it.
Yeah.
This particular bottle was around $70, like I mentioned, but you know, I don't know. I've never seen it on the shelf in any of the liquor stores here in South Carolina, so I don't know.
And apparently, so okay.
Oh, maybe
since we.
Oh,
I need to
all
tell
right.
the story again.
Okay, yeah.
We missed it.
All right, you go ahead with the story while I eat and drink.
Yeah, while you eat and drink, I'm going to go ahead and tell the story of our experience at Glen Creek, because it almost appears like it's 2 distilleries, but it's really only one.
Glens.
What did I
Creek.
say?
Plural.
Oh,
Not
Glens.
Glen.
It's not plural.
It's plural.
No.
Glens.
That's possessive.
There's an S on it. You got to say the S. That's all. I don't know. I'm not getting into the English class.
There's no little thingy on
It's
it.
Glens
Yeah,
Creek.
as in plural, but just
Well, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
No, it's his creek. Is that possessive? I don't know. Oh, I'm getting way over my head right now. Flashback to English.
It's like
class.
English is my first language? No!
All right, go ahead. Because you guys showed up a couple minutes earlier than we did. My sister was there, and you went in first. You start the story there. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So me and my wife get there first out of the 3 groups, and my wife had to use the restroom, and there was outhouses outside because it is a very small. It's a small distillery. But it doesn't. You wouldn't see that from the outside. From the outside, it's a huge facility.
Yeah.
There was a lot of warehouses.
Yeah.
It looked like a very big operation.
Yeah.
They had 2 entrances, gated off. One of the entrances did say Old Crow on it, and that's where we went first. But there was nothing there. Nobody.
Right.
You could obviously tell right away that you were not supposed to be there.
Right. Chain link, barbed wire, all that. So yeah.
Guards,
Yeah.
sentry guns. So we went down to the second entrance, which is where Glen Creek was. It's posted on the side of the building, and again, wife went off to the outhouses, and I went inside. And
You got to quit talking about the outhouses with your wife. I mean, you got to get past that.
I'm just trying to set the stage here.
Okay.
Because
You went in the building first.
Okay.
All right. Here
so
we go.
I went in the building first, and what ended up happening was we'd been to multiple distilleries at this point, and they were all big, fancy, had a lot of stuff going on in them. You could tell they were big operations.
And we went in late too. It was good. It was near closing time.
That didn't change the size of it.
Exactly. I'm just putting I'm giving a little perspective
Context,
here,
okay.
a little context.
So we go in, I went in, and I'm not always the most suave of people at times.
Listen to his voice, like.
Yeah, okay, anyway. I'm not always the most, I don't know. I just didn't say the right things, I think. So I stood in the gift shop for a little bit looking around, and I could hear them in the back, and a lady had come out, and I immediately launched into is this it?
Oh wow, really?
Is this all you have?
Yeah.
And that was really not.
And she launched into you.
Yeah,
didn't she?
that was not the right thing to do. So And
What did she say?
Well, that's exactly what she goes. Just go ahead and say it.
Ooh.
Say it.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I could tell already I'd already made a mistake,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, I'm totally out of my element here, feeling bad. But yeah, it was loud enough that my wife could hear down in the outhouse outside that I had obviously not said the right things.
She's used
when
to
I
that.
walked in.
She knows that. She knows that
yeah.
tone.
I think she was hurrying at that
Yeah.
point to come in and settle everything down.
Right.
But yeah, it all ended up great. The lady was a wonderful person. We had a great tasting. Again,
It was a small lobby area, you would say.
a little bigger than this bar.
Yeah,
really.
it's about twice as big as this area right here. And but she was great after she warmed up. We got there, and all the ladies got there, and anyway, it all worked out. She warmed up, and we warmed up, and we put you to the back so you couldn't talk anymore. So anyway, but she set up a tasting for us, and we did 6 different tastings, and it was great. So
it was one of the more intimate, honestly. From a standpoint of just feeling. Making it personal and personable.
Right.
I mean, she did a great job. That's kind of what it was probably the most intimate.
Right.
That we felt during all of our things. Because most of them are big operations. This was just her and 3 other guys, I think.
I think it was 4 people, all total. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
or
and they had just hired their 4th person.
Okay.
in the last couple of
And
months.
you said they do it like a barrel a day. Is that what you said?
That was
Something
my
like
understanding.
that?
Yeah. I mean, so they're not a big operation, but what they're putting out is great quality.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really enjoying this, and I enjoyed it at the tasting. They had multiple different things as well as the vodkas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody puts out a vodka, I guess,
Yeah,
right? You know, so.
But yeah, so it was a very interesting and fun-filled visit to the distillery. We really enjoyed it. But yeah, now it's pairing it up, and so far, I mean, I could definitely say that the
Corvito Vivo.
Corvito
I don't know what
Vivo,
that. I don't know what that means.
pairing well with some fajitas, I can tell you that.
It is.
So I'm going to go ahead and try the next one now. Again, this one is now, I say again because we've already done this, about 107. It's 106.8 on the proof. But yeah,
It's called OCD, which is...
We think Old Crow Distillery.
I think it is, because I think so this distillery, Glens Creek, I think is part of the Old Crow Distillery, but I think they bought a portion of it maybe, and they're using some of the facilities. They have some of the, I don't know if they have the name rights, but anyway,
No, they couldn't get the licensing for the names.
One of the big producers owns like Old Crow name, so they're not using that, but I think they've got something on that. But anyway, I think this is their go-to.
I really like that one. That's a good one. And since you're drinking that, you got to talk because I'm going to take another bite.
Is that right?
Yep. So.
I feel like I've done this before. It is good though.
And of course, I don't think small bites.
I think these are very similar. They're very similar in proof. I think they're similar in sweetness and some of the characters I'm getting. I'm getting a real light oak, but I'm getting some sweetness out of it too, some caramel.
This one here, I really get a lot more caramel. There's more sweetness to me in this one than with that one.
Yeah, and it looks like it may be a little darker. I don't know. So I'm gonna try some fajita here, but.
And for me, every time, like after I have a bite and then I take a sip of this, I mean, the caramel sweetness really comes out in this one. This one actually kind of softened it. For some reason, it softened the sweetness. This one is enhanced. I don't know if there's any science to that.
I don't know.
That's just the way it tastes to me.
Let's try it one more time.
I'm just going to sit here and stare at them because I'm weird. So what do you think?
It's. I mean, yeah, you're eating. I mean, you know, it's different when you're doing food,
and that's
you know. So yeah.
But I mean, it's how most of us are
Right.
going to.
You're kind of cleansing your palate a little bit when you're doing any kind of food with it too. So it gives it a. Yeah. You're starting from kind of. Not from zero, like with water, right? You know, you're throwing some shrimp in with it, right? Or sushi or whatever.
Or hot dog water, whatever goes with
it. There you go. So anyway, guys, if you want to check them out, I don't know if you can find it in your area. I cannot find these in South Carolina in our area. I've never seen them on the shelf.
I have not either.
But it's Glens Creek. Why do I have trouble? Glens Creek Distillery in Millville, Kentucky, and they're putting out some pretty good stuff. I think they've got 8 or 10 bottles possibly of different stuff, but check them out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. We'll see you later.
Later.